What's up, Vibe Tribe? This is Conjured Coco, all things witchy, all things spiritual, where it's always a mood and a vibe. Y'all ready? Because I'm ready and we about to get into some things. So welcome to or welcome back to my channel. Make sure that you comment, like, and subscribe if you are new, and hit that notification bell so that you get so that you get a notification every time that I upload. And I'm not editing that out. Truthfully, I'm still like learning how to edit, so the videos that I put out, you get them raw. Okay, so if I mess up or if I laugh or something like that, it just is what it is. Okay, so yeah. So in my previous video, I just did a story time. So if you notice that I have on the same outfit, mind your business, because yes, I am bulk recording because I took off a little bit of time. Which is the reason for this video. Now, in my previous video, I did say that I was going to do some sort of a tribute to my aunt because she recently passed away, and that was my baby. So this video is going to be a story time about her. It might be a few story times about her, like small story times. It's not going to be like an hour-long video, but I just wanted to show her some love because that's what I do. Now, at the end of this video, I'm going to have like a few clips and pictures and memories and things like that, just to kind of honor her, you know. But this is going to be a story time of how she kicked us out the house, child. Well, this first story time, because I think I'm going to do a couple. Just because I feel like she deserves that. That was my baby. She was my Virgo auntie, one of my favorite aunts. She was very young. She was 46 years old when she passed away, which is crazy to me because my grandmother, my maternal grandmother, my grandmother on my mom's side, she passed away at the same age that my grandmother did, from the same ailment that my grandmother had. And so losing her so suddenly, so unexpectedly, was really like tearing open the same wound, and it just hit different because even though she had been dealing with this ailment for a very long time, and she fought hard, she fought so hard to live, to be here. It's like you just never think, you just never know, and it hurts so much. It hurts so much, but you know, I'm going to try and bring a little light because I don't want to be. One thing I'm not going to do is sit on this camera and be crying, baby. I won't do it. Okay, so yes, this is going to be about the time where I got put out. We got put out. When I say we, I mean me and my cousins. Okay, so we were kids, like literal kids. I don't remember what age. But it had to be before the age of 12 because my grandmother was still alive, and I have a set of twin brother and sister, like they're fraternal twins, and they weren't born yet, and I was 12 when they were born. So this was definitely before that. So I'd say like between 8 and 10. And my aunt, she didn't just have a baby, but he was still a baby. He was a toddler. He was just learning how to talk, and he was saying little things or whatever. And a lot of us, like, we just always, if we weren't at my grandma's house, because we love to be at my grandma's house, like my grandma spoiled her grandchildren, okay? Like she loved the kids. She definitely loved the kids. And if we weren't at my grandma's house, you know, we would go kick it with our aunt. Like, you know, or if my mom had to work or something like that, like we would just be with our aunt, right? So one of these times we were at my aunt's house, and I don't know if my mom was like sick or something. Like I can't remember where exactly my mom was, but we were at my aunt's house and we were like spending the night, and we had spent like a couple nights. So I think that something was going on. My mom was either on a trip, she was in a hospital, or something. Like there was just something going on to why we were over there to begin with. So we're at my aunt's house. Like I said, she always spoiled us. She always gave us the snacks. Like she would spoil us, but she would definitely get you together. And she would get you together. Like she was a Virgo, a true Virgo through and through. And it's so funny. This is just like a little sidebar. Her birthday was August 28th, and I was supposed to be born on her birthday, but me also being a Virgo, I decided to wait a few more days because, baby, I need my own day. I want to celebrate on my own day. And that's what she used to tell me, like, you were supposed to be born on my birthday, but I guess you wanted your own time to shine. And I did, and I do. So, yeah, just a little sidebar. But yeah, so we're over there. We were being kids, you know, dirtying up the room upstairs because my two cousins had lived with her, and then she had her son who was a toddler at this time. And we were tearing up that room, toys everywhere, clothes everywhere, like you know how kids do sometimes. Like we were being little tyrants, okay? And so it was my younger brother, and it was me, my younger brother, my two cousins who were like probably 2 years younger than us, me and my brother, and then we had my youngest cousin, or you know, my youngest cousin at the time, who was a toddler. All of us were in the room playing. Now the boys, oh, and then we had another one of our cousins were there, and he's around my age. So we're just tearing stuff up. The boys were on, like, she had bunk beds for them, so the boys were on the top bunk, and they had my little cousin, my baby cousin, up there. He was spitting over top of the bunk bed. And my aunt was already pissed about that. She came in there, she cussed us out. She never put her hands on us. Like, she never beat us, whooped us, like that. None of that ever happened. She was more of a, I'm gonna take your things, I'm gonna take away your privileges. And that was her method of parenting. Like, she didn't beat us. So she was already mad about that, and so she cussed us out. She came in that room and seen the boys having her baby spit off the top bunk of the bed, and she cussed us clean out. I'm talking about cussed us clean out. And she made us clean up the room. So we're cleaning up the room, but still, us being kids, for whatever reason, we had our baby cousin saying cuss words. And one in particular was punk bitch. Okay? Don't ask me why, I don't know. We were kids, and we were having him say all kind of crazy stuff, like singing all kind of crazy songs and stuff, just because as kids we thought that it was funny. Like, we just thought kiki, you know. And so after she had like already cussed us out about the room being dirty, she didn't really cuss out me and my other girl cousin that was there, because we weren't having the baby spit over the top of the bed, but we were having him cuss and stuff. So she came back in the room, and she was over it at this point. She was just like, oh, y'all got to get out my house, like, now. I'm calling your mom. And she said, y'all are going to pack up your bags, all of us, like me, my brother, all of our cousins. She was like, y'all are going to pack up your bags, and you're going to sit on the porch and wait. I think she said we were either going to wait until our parents came to pick us up, or until she could figure out what to do with us. And she was like, and y'all better not walk off that porch, or I'm going to call the police. And I was just like, oh shit, we done really did it now. But she, you know, she had every right to be mad. We were having her baby son call people punk bitches and cuss and do the most. And she politely made us pack up all of our things. And she had said, you know, don't pack up nothing that I bought, nothing that I purchased, and go sit outside on the porch. And when I say we was out on that porch for hours, yo. And this is why I'm trying to figure out like where my mom was at this time. Like, I don't think that she was available to pick us up. So it was just like her way of punishing us. So we had to sit on the porch with our little, we had grocery bags with our clothes in it, y'all. And my one girl cousin, she wasn't really involved, so she's still in the house, like getting all of the privileges and stuff, because she didn't really do anything. Me, I wanted to sometimes be with the boys, and found myself always getting in goddamn trouble. So sitting on the porch for hours and hours and hours. And it wasn't like 5 hours or nothing, but as a kid, you know, 1 hour seems like a million. So we were sitting out there for a long time until it ended up getting dark. And she finally let us come back in, and she was like, y'all are on punishment. And she laid down the list of things. You can't do this, whatever. And she was like, I'm gonna feed you, but y'all ain't getting no snacks, y'all ain't watching TV, y'all ain't doing nothing. And she was so upset. And now that I'm older and I'm a parent, I definitely 100% get it, because one thing you're not about to do is have my child out here acting crazy. No. So that was just a short little story time about how she kicked us out, and she really kicked us out. And it was just a thing. Like, I don't know. I have so many memories with my aunt. Like, I'm really going to miss her. I'm really going to miss her. And she was just a gem. Like, if you knew her, she was the type of person to give you the shirt off her back. Now, she might talk shit. Oh, baby. One thing about it, she was going to talk her shit, and she would. And sometimes she would hurt your feelings real bad. But in the grand scheme of things, I really, truly don't believe that she ever really meant any harm. I feel like she loved us. She loved all of us. And she loved us in her way, you know? So let me move right along to another story time. I'm trying to think of like a really good one. And maybe I should have put it together before I got on camera, but I don't know. There's a lot of times where I just want to speak from the heart. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want it to be scripted or anything like that. So I'm trying to think of a really good story time. I wanted to, I guess, kind of talk about her. Kind of share some of my experiences. Well, maybe not share I just kind of want to allow you all to see her through my eyes, basically. That's what I'm trying to say. So she loved her family. Even like up and throughout, like towards the end of her life, with her being as sick as she was still sending out videos to her family, like, you know, different members of the family, like my mom, her nieces and nephews, like whoever, even some of my friends. Like, when I tell you, she literally, like, she adopted so many of my friends, my brother's friends, my cousin's friends. Like, she literally became like a surrogate auntie to them also. Like, our house back in the day was literally the spot. Everybody came to our house. We would sit on the porch for hours and hours. And as we got older, we would have like a curfew if we went out. Like, they used to have like the underage clubs. So if we were going to like an underage club or something like that, we had a curfew. But if we were just in front of the house or on the porch, she would let us sit out there. She would just, like, you know, don't leave from in front of this house, or it's gonna be you and me and you, baby. And we would be out there till 2 a.m, just cutting up, talking, laughing. But we respected her. Like, you know, if she said don't leave from in front of the house, we didn't leave from in front of the house, you know. So even with her being sick, like, you know, sick as she would still send us videos and articles about different things to help us in our lives. Like, if we were dealing with something, she was very sassy, very, very sassy, okay? Miss Mama's had a mouth on her, okay? And I think that was one of the things that I loved, but also disliked. Like, it was like a love, I don't want to say hate, because that, you know, that's not what it was. But it was like a love dislike kind of thing, because I also can get a little sassy. So it's like, I would love to see her in action, but like, when I was the one on the receiving end of that, it was like, oh, ma'am, not too much, you know. But she was a beautiful person through and through. She was. She loved her family. She loved her son. And she loved life. Like, she loved life. Being sick and all, like, she still wanted to have a sense of normalcy, because she didn't allow her illness to be like a death sentence for her. You know what I mean? Like, she didn't just lay around. Like, she fought to live, and she fought for a very long time. A very, very, very long time. A very long time. And one of the main things that she wanted to do was travel. And I mean, like, get on an airplane and travel and go on vacation. And with her being sick, she never really got a chance to do that. And but it didn't stop her. She would get in her car, she would drive and go see some of our family back home from, like, our hometown. She would drive to other places. Sometimes she would go with my mom to different places, like if they were driving or whatever. But she would always, like, wish us well and safe travels when she seen us traveling as we got older. She was always bragging about us, like her nieces and nephews, and, you know, my little cousin, her son also. She just, you know, she wanted to see us happy. She wanted to see us do great things. And she was just one of a kind. And those of us who had a chance to encounter her, whether it be because we were family or because she, you know, adopted people, they got to see just how amazing of a person she truly was. Like, and I feel like in all families, you know, I don't feel like any family is perfect, right? So, you know, sure, we had ups and downs and disagreements and things like that, but even through all of that, she was always there for us. And specifically, like, me and my daughter, I was a teen parent, and she was there for me. She helped me tell my mom because, baby, I was terrified. Okay, I was terrified. But she was there with me at my first ultrasound. She was just there, and she loved us. She wanted us to have the best, like, you know. And it just sucks that she's not here anymore. Like, obviously, I am relieved that she's no longer suffering. She's no longer fighting to breathe, fighting to, you know, do simple tasks. Like, you know, I find solace in that. But there's another part of me that just feels like, you know, it's just so unfortunate, you know. And I feel like, you know, I wish she was still here, or that she should still be here. And I wish that she would have gotten to live out a lot of her dreams. She got sick, like, very early on. I want to say she was in her 20s when she got sick. And probably like her late 20s, I believe, when she got sick. And just watching her go from being Wonder Woman, super auntie, to, you know, who she was when she first got sick. It was just a tragic situation. Like, you know, I was telling my mom that I just felt like she deserved so much better. Like, she deserved to see so many things that she wanted to see and do so many of the things that she wanted to do. And like I said, her being sick, it didn't stop her. She worked very hard to get herself into a space where she could still be active, where she could still give you a real nasty read, child, like a real good read, snatch your edges type of read, you know, and then give you a hug afterward. But yeah, she loved to cook, and I have recipes for days that I'll always cherish, because there were just certain things that she just always made, and you just knew it was going to be good. Like, she used to make chicken and rice soup. And I remember when I was pregnant with my daughter, I was going to go be induced, and they were telling me I couldn't eat anything, and I was hungry. And so my aunt, baby, she could be petty at times, and it was out of love. So she had made this chicken and rice soup that I love, love, love. And I'm like, can I have some? And she's like, I got you. I'm not gonna bother to tell y'all. Sis gave me a thermos filled all the way up to the brim of just broth and one little piece of rice. I was so irritated. Like, ma'am, I just told you I'm hungry. And she was like, yeah, but they said you can't eat, so you can have this broth and go on about your business. Like, there's just so many things, so many memories. And I think that I'm still in a place of trying to process the situation, because like I said, it was very unexpected. It was very sudden. I think I'm still trying to process it, but she loved all of us. Anybody that, really encountered her for a long period of time, like, she loved us. She always wanted to help. She always wanted to give advice. She always wanted to know the tea. Sis loved a good gossip session. She loved to be in the know. And some of us used to like be offended by that, but now looking back on things, I feel like she just wanted to be a part of our lives. Even though we were grown, she just wanted to be a part of our lives, like she had always been. And I don't know, I don't really want to ramble, but I just felt like I needed to not just honor her for her, but I just felt like I needed to get in front of the camera and do it for me, I guess, and talk about her. I feel like maybe it's an outlet for me. So, like, doing my videos is an outlet for me. So I feel like I just needed to share some personal memories. Like, I can remember a time where I was probably like 14, maybe 15, and I didn't have like a regular job. It was like a program in our city where they like worked with the youth, and they would have us, some of the jobs would really be decent, but it would be for like the youth, like for those of us that weren't like 16, we didn't have a work permit yet, but we still wanted to get the experience. And she put us in like different programs like that. And so I was a part of that program, and I think that the assignment they had given me was at like a jail in our city, but it wasn't like actually working for the jail. Like, it was working at the child care center that they had inside the jail. And so if you've ever visited anyone in jail or been to a jail or worked at a jail, you can't have like your cell phone and stuff like that. And one thing about me, baby, I always would have my phone glued to my hand. As a teenager, as an adult, I just had my phone all the time. And I couldn't have it at this particular job, but something happened. Like, maybe I kept going to go check my phone like during like my shift, because like I said, it wasn't like a real job, but it was job experience, and we definitely got paid. But I ended up getting fired, y'all. Baby, I got fired, and my aunt was mad. Do you hear me? She was pissed, cussed me out. She took my cell phone, and she was like, you need to focus, and you're always worried about that phone, so I'm going to just take it from you, and you're going to be on punishment. And I was just like, dang, man. So she really took my phone, and I could remember going in her room, and I ended up finding it, because she didn't really, like, hide it in a super secret place. I found it, and I was, like, turning it on, trying to make little calls and stuff. And then my neighbor, like, when I lived with my aunt, I had a neighbor that lived next door, and we would like sit on a roof and stuff. And so I would go up on the roof when I was on punishment and be like, yo, can I use your cordless phone? And he would toss me his phone, and I would make all my calls to my little friends or my boyfriend or whoever, and come back in. And I feel like she knew like a lot of the things that we did, like not even just myself, like my brothers, my sister. My sister really never did anything. Like, my sister she never really did anything, like, not bad like that. She's always been, like, a good child, a good kid. She's grown now, but she's always been, you know, a good girl. Which there's nothing wrong with that. But I think she knew, like my aunt, I think that she knew a lot of the stuff that we did, and she just picked and chose when she wanted to address something. Like, she picked and chose her battles when it came to us. And outside of her being, you know, the auntie, the sister, the, you know, mom, the whatever she was to whoever, sis was trained to go. Like, if you needed her, she was down to ride. She was trained to go. And eventually I'll tell, like, more story times about her, but she was just a beautiful person inside and out. And her story, the story about her life from, you know, when she was a kid up until when she passed away, even though there were a lot of highlights and there were a lot of great moments, there were still so many tragedies that happened to her. And it's just unfortunate. And like I said, because I think I'm going to cut this video short. I'm going to, you know, end it soon. I just feel like it's unfortunate. And like I said before, I know that she is no longer suffering in this physical body, in this physical realm. She doesn't have to worry anymore about the everyday stresses of life. But, you know, I just feel like I feel like she still deserves to be here. I wish that she was still here so that she can do all of the things that she ever wanted to do. It just is so sad to see that, like, knowing the person that she was and her not getting to do everything. Like, she accomplished a lot. She went to college, she graduated with her degree, she was a homeowner. Like, a lot of I'm not gonna say that, you know, she didn't do anything or she didn't accomplish anything, because she accomplished a lot, but just some of her personal dreams and goals, you know, I wish I could have seen her enjoy those things, enjoy the fruits of her labor, because she worked really hard. She worked really hard for a long time. She worked really hard, and like, she took care of special needs people, you know, like she was a social worker. She cared about people. She was, like how I said, she adopted a lot of our friends. If they needed something to eat, she fed them. If they needed somewhere to stay, here's a bed, here's my couch, you can stay here. Oh, there's issues going on at home, let me try and help you work it out if I can work it out. Like, she was just that person. She was good. She had a great heart. And I'm definitely going to miss her very much. Very much. I'm going to miss hearing, hey, niece, or hey, my beautiful niece. Like, there was just certain things, like certain nicknames that only she would say. Like, she called me Priest or Reese Priesty. You know, she had like nicknames for all of us, and just to know that I won't ever get to hear that in real time ever again hurts really bad. Like, I'm definitely keeping it together on camera because, you know, in my own personal time, I'll take that to process and to grieve and to do all of that. And low key, I really kind of feel like I'm still a little bit in shock, even though we've had her service already. We've, you know, done all of that. It just still feels surreal to me, you know? Like, it doesn't, like, I know that it's real, but I guess it just hasn't registered fully, you know? Or I haven't accepted it. I don't know. It's one of those things, a combination of the three. I don't know. But she was a great person. And if you got the chance to meet her, it was a blessing, you know? So I'm going to insert a clip just a tribute, some pictures, good memories of her, just to honor her. I have an ancestor altar where, you know, my relatives that have transitioned, I have them on my ancestor altar. And so I lit a white candle for her, and I added her to my book of ancestors. And that was one of the hardest things I ever had to do. Because, you know, you just feel like there's just some people you feel like will always be around. And she was one of those people that I just, Teek's there. She's there. She's not going anywhere. You know, she was just one of those people, one of those ones. And to have to put her up there next to people that, you know, other people that I've lost, it was hard. It was very hard. So, yeah, I think I'm going to end this. Thank you for listening to my long tangent or my story time. If you stuck through the video to the end, I appreciate you. I love you for that. I just wanted to show my aunt some love because she was loved dearly and she's going to be missed dearly. And I felt like, you know, I needed to do that. So enjoy these clips. Enjoy the pictures that I put at the end of this video. Make sure that you comment, like, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you get a notification every time that I upload. And I'll catch y'all in the next video.
Now that you're gone, every day I go on, but life's just not the same. I'm so empty inside, and my
we love you, baby.
I just want to take the time out to tell everyone that called or sent an email or text or just simply posted a happy birthday to me. I greatly appreciate it and I thank you very much. It does mean a lot. I'm not good at going live or posting up personal videos, so forgive that. But again, thank you very much for those who thought of me on my birthday. I gotta say, hopefully it wasn't too bad here. Just kidding. But thank you guys anyway. You guys have a blessed day. Bye-bye.